Hey, loves. Hey, you guys. It's Wednesday. I told you guys I'm going to be trying to do my lives on Wednesday night. That's the time I set. And so I'm making an effort to be consistent. Hey, Sean. Hey, Makita. Denise. Hey, Angela. How you doing, lady? Long time no see. I like it like that. Hey, how you doing? Hey, TR cleaning. Wait, was you guys waiting for me? Everybody jumping on all at once. Tony Vibes, how you doing? Hey. I'm so excited to spend time with you guys tonight. I am. Today was like a day of, hey, Ocean Blue. Hi, Miss Shronica. Yeah, today was just a day of relaxation. I did have a couple of consulting calls that I was able to complete. I love being on calls and people they took my course and they're actually in the process of doing a group home. That makes me feel like, man, that's like if I have a bad day and somebody tells me that just makes me feel so much better. Hey, the only LaQuanta. Hey, how y'all doing? So, tonight, you guys, you know the routine. If you have a question, if you have something you want to ask me or something you want me to go over, go ahead and type it in the comments and I will be oh so happy to answer. Hey, to answer your questions or to or have a discussion. Hey, David. So I just been kind of I'm planning, my event and see, this is the thing. I told everybody I am not a planner. I am not a planner. I just kind of like to I will give up pay on something if somebody plans the event and takes care of everything and I just show up. But I have to get out of that. So that's what I'm trying to do. I met this amazing woman. Hey, Sharonica said, go with the flow. I met this amazing woman, Sharonica, and she's such a good, organized person and planner. And it makes me want to be a better organized person by being associated with her. I'm not the most organized, I'm gonna tell you. I get stuff done. I do. I fit right in. My mentor always says, get it done, figure it out later. Like, do it, figure it out later. That just went right with my spirit because that's how I am. Figure it out later, And so, hey, Fabrice. And so, look, and I get tired of being this way. She gets tired of being organized. I get tired of being disorganized. That's why I am a delegator. I delegate to different people, but the only problem with that is there's a lot of people that I'm associated with, and I feel like I always tell people it's kind of like when I go to a store and then everybody, like the store be empty and then everybody comes there. Or like I used this hotel for one of my events last year. And like their business was really slow. They gave me a real good deal. And I told them, I said, everywhere I go, I am blessed. So by you guys having this event for me and treating me good, you are going to have an overflow. God was not playing when he came through on on me speaking that, because I kid you not, they were so packed. The next time I wanted to have an event, they couldn't even accommodate me. He said, we are so busy right now. So I know that when I connect myself with people, and I speak that into them. And I know when I connect with you, you will be blessed, because you have no choice but to be, because I will take a loss for people. I will give to people, and I always know you're going to reap what you sow. So I already know it's going to come back to me. And if you're connected with me, what do they say? My cup overfloweth. My cup going to overflow, and you're going to be blessed. So I know this as a fact. So I just feel like the people that I normally delegate things to, I say Fabrice, for instance. I had somebody do a job for him, and I was like, well, it was kind of miscommunication too. I thought she told me one day that it would be done, but she was saying, no, I'm going to start on it on that date. So, because she's busy now. And so I just know and I'm not saying it's me, I'm saying it's because it's the God in me. I'll say it that way. And that is like one of my consistent prayers, that anybody connected to me to be blessed. So I'm constantly always praying that, because I want, everyone that's around, yes, they gonna win, because that is my constant prayer. You know what I'm saying? Long as I ain't gotta have over. I just gotta have enough to fill my cup to overflow to somebody else. I'm saying I don't have to keep it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't have to keep and hoard stuff, because my dad always taught me, if your hand is like this, nothing's gonna get in and nothing's gonna get out. So he taught us to walk around like this. That way it's always flowing. It flows in, it flows out. And that's how my dad was. He was constantly blessing people, constantly, and it's like, we didn't have a lot, because my parents had 14 kids. We didn't have a lot, but it was people that thought we was like rich when I was little, because we was always blessing somebody. So that just continues, into my adulthood. That's my mindset. And so, people that are around me that normally work with me, they busy. They got all this business coming in. Hey, IJ Bonnie, on the clock Jazz. I just like to say hi to everybody. Hey, Power Chef. Hey, Power Chef. All right. That's right. That's right. We're blessed, Fabrice. We are blessed. I try to, Shronica. I do. I just, now sometimes people push me. No. But no, I really try to. Yes, we are a winning team. Yes. And that's the thing about it. As long as you have good intentions, when you're working with people, you have good intentions and you do what you say you're going to do. It may not happen when you think it's going to happen, but you just got to keep working at it. I done worked with people before to where I always give the example. The longest process was that lady. It took her 3 years to get her group home up and running. But all the time I was in communication with her. Any meetings she told me to show up with the county, I showed up. Anything she asked me to do, I tried to be there for her, And we, to this day, we're like, we message each other all the time. And she's like, oh, you got to come to Yuma. She's about 2 hours away from here. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to get out there. But like, even when I went that way and I had to stay a few days, she made room for me in her house for me to stay. So she was a blessing to me. Me and my daughter, we didn't have to get a hotel room. She was like, you're not getting a hotel room. No, you staying with me. When I went that way. She at one of her houses, her and her boyfriend gave up their master bedroom and let me and my daughter stay in their master bedroom, and they slept upstairs. So I'm like, I just try to, so even in that situation with it taking long, because she know I had good intention. I mean, I had no control over it. It was the city, the county, the state that was doing things. But even in that, some people would probably have gave up and been frustrated. And, but like I tell people, when you get my premium package, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get you to your license. So it just so happened it took her 3 years with everything they required. But now she has a beautiful 10-bedroom, high-end home, making great money a month. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, as long as you have good intentions and you're doing what you say you're going to do. Hey, Marcel. Spirit Fed. How you doing? Hey, Spontaneous. So I'm just I'm trying to meet my commitment. I committed to myself to come on here on Wednesdays and answer any questions that anybody has. Also, encourage you guys, because honestly, you being on here encourages me to keep going. Because my days ain't great all the time. But my intention and what I plan to do, I try to keep a smile on my face. I try to have a positive attitude. I try to always speak life into people and be positive, and that's intentional. It's very intentional. I have to do it. My life ain't all rosy and great, it ain't perfect. People always think, oh, if I get this much money, my life's going to be perfect. My life is not perfect, but I just try to not internalize things, and I just try to put it out there. It is what it is, and sometimes you got to let stuff be what it be. Hey, Fresh Prince. Hey, Nisha. Hey, do you recommend starting a home in Champaign, Illinois? It's Central Illinois, not Chicago. Yeah, don't do Chicago. Like I said, really any city outside of Chicago, I would do. And I mean, if you a fighter, if you a fighter and you willing to pay the price, do it in Chicago. I don't recommend it. So, yeah. So Champaign, yeah, go for it. Make sure you check your zoning, okay? Make sure you check your zoning before you do anything. Y'all know that's key. Check your zoning, because you don't want to get into something and you can't even do a group home. Fresh Prince, what you doing on here? Oh, how do you check zoning? Good question. So you check zoning. You want to call the planning and development department for your city, for Champaign. That's the name of the city. Or you want to call zoning. It's going to be something like that. It depends on what state you're in, but it's going to be like planning and development or either or zoning. And what you do, you call and you say, I'm interested in doing a group home. Tell them what type, and ask them and tell them you need to know if the house that you're going to use is zoned for that. And they will either direct you to the right department, or they're going to tell you the answer. Now, I will tell you, in some cities now, hey, Tahira, in some cities now, they do require you to do like an application. You might have to pay a fee to get it, to request zoning. So just be mindful, if you contact them. I don't want you to be like, hey, Miss Myrrie didn't tell me I had to pay for this. Some cities you do. And this has happened. It used to be you could call zoning, and get it right then, give them an address, get it. After, this is post-COVID. All this extra stuff is post-COVID. So yeah, so just know that you may have to pay, you may not. And okay, so on the clock, Jazz. Hey, on the clock, Jazz. Have you experienced a death of a client in your group home? Yes. Yes, I have. I have experienced really multiple. I have experienced when I had an assisted living. My sister actually came to live with me in my to live at my assisted living, and she had bladder cancer, and she actually passed away in my group home. So that was like really the first death I experienced was my sister, and it was not pretty. I couldn't handle it. So my other sister, that's a RN, she came in and she cleaned her up. And then I have a friend that's a RN. She also came. So that was the first one. And then, get a drink. And then the second one was another elderly lady. She passed away in my assisted living. And then most recently, in my behavioral health, in my men's home, one of my clients passed away. We believe he had a heart attack. So, yeah. So it does happen. And that's why, I explain to people. I know people always want to talk about with group homes, how much you get paid, how do you get referrals, things like that. Well, I teach a class on Tuesday nights, and which was last night. And that was the discussion, risk management, how to basically manage your risk. And one of the things I was talking about is having SOPs, standard operating procedures, set up. So you're going to have a procedure to say, if somebody passes away, this is what you do. That way your caregivers, your BHTs, they know what to do if somebody passes away. And with me, you want to go through the process. Mateo. Sorry, my son. Marios. Can you close my door? Yeah, I got you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm on live. So I was just, what was I talking about? The class I taught was on risk management. And so I was just letting them know how you should have standard operating procedures if someone passes away, or really every single thing to do with your business. You should have standard operating procedures so that if somebody walks into your business, they will know what to do. And so, basically, you do CPR, you call 911, you do CPR till the paramedics get there, and then you let the paramedics take over. So they're the ones that can say this person is gone, or, whatever. And then me, myself, anything that happens in the home like that, I call my lawyer. And I let him know, just in case if something pop off, you know what I mean? And he's the type of person, he's immediately, okay, what happened? What time? This and that. And he documents everything. So that way we'll have, because, you go a few days later and then somebody wants to come talk to you about it. You don't forgot what time, who was there, whatever. You might know who's there, but I'm just saying, unless you got like memory problems. But But yeah, so there's things that we do, when it comes to debt in the in my group home. So yeah. And to answer your question the long way, yes, I have had someone. Hey, Eddie. So you're saying any property before I get it, see if it's zoned. Yes. Do not buy, do not rent, do not sign anything until you check that zoning. Unless you can afford it. Like I tell you guys, I bought a house during COVID and the zoning was not right because the office was closed and they wanted you to check it yourself online. When I checked it, it looked good. I had my guy check it, it looked good. Then when the office opened, it was 25 square feet too short. So to this day, we cannot do a group home in that house. I mean, even though now it's an Airbnb, but I mean, that's a big difference. That's that's like a, what did I say? It's like a $26,000 a month difference. So that could be a big mistake for somebody starting their first home. I could kind of carry that because I had multiple homes already. But yeah, zoning's very important. Check your zoning. Tahara, look. Well, you coming to the work series. I know she done already secured her seat. So you going to get all this. You going to get all this at the work series. Hey, Kilolo. Oh, TR cleaning. It's okay. I mean, my sister lived a good life. So, it was sad when it happened, but, and she was my older sister, my oldest sister. It's like a 22-year difference. It's 14 of us and I'm the youngest. So I have my oldest sister. Okay. My second oldest sister passed away, year before last. She actually had, she had lung cancer, never smoked a day in her life and had lung cancer. And then my third oldest sister, she just turned 70. So, yeah. But no, I mean, she did. She lived a good life. Hey, Carolina girl. Let's see. Who else we got in here? Ivy. T. Perry. Hey, T. Perry. Miss Nickel. Hey, Daryl. Oh, yeah, T. Perry, that's a big difference. If you talking about that Airbnb and that group home, yeah. So that's why I always tell people you better check zoning because it doesn't make sense to buy something to do a group home and you expecting $35,000 a month off of this property and then you rent it out to somebody for $3,000 or whatever. That's a big disappointment. Spirit, how do we sign up for your classes on Tuesdays? It's a private class. It's a private class that I actually, I teach it and they pay me to teach it. So I can't really invite you to that class, but I do have a mentorship. So my mentorship, you need to book a call. I always tell y'all because I want it to be clear. I want to get you on Zoom. I want to see where you're at, what you're doing, and then I want to tell you about my mentorship. Now, once you sign up for the mentorship, I had a lady sign up today. But once you sign up for the mentorship, I will take that call off at the end of your mentorship. So you'll get it back, basically, the call. But my rationalization with that is I do want to talk to you before you come under my mentorship so you can know what you're getting. And then two, if you can't make a $250 investment for a 1-hour coaching call, then you don't need a group home. And I used to give free 15-minute consultations. And I'm going to tell you guys, when we start tracking it, it was like we were only doing 40% of the calls. 60% of the people were not showing up. 60%. Then out of the 40%, people would get on the call and they were just like, they weren't like serious. Now, I'm not saying all of them. There were some that were serious, but I would say out of the 40% that got on the call, it was about 30% that was really serious and knew anything about group homes. Some people would just be like, I just heard you was making a lot of money and I want to know how to do a group home. You can start there, but if you're serious about doing a group home, you're going to know something. You're going to at least watch my lives and learn, you know what I'm saying? You're going to know something. You're not going to just watch one and say, wow, she make that much money. I want to do a group home. You get what I'm saying? So I was just like, no, something's got to change. So with the advice of my coach, now my coaching calls are $250 for 1 hour. And I also require them if you want to do my mentorship. And that's only so we're clear and you understand what you're getting. I think Fabrice is on here. Fabrice is one of my premium mentorship clients. And so he knows. I mean, it's worth it. You learn. We do extra stuff for you. I'm doing some things for him, getting some things taken care of. And it is it's a great group. It's a they get on there, they encourage each other, they ask questions that other people hadn't thought about, and then they're like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. So you learn while you're, and sometimes we get on there and we just have fun. but it's all good, So yeah. But that's how you can't sign up for the Tuesday class, because like I said, that's a private group. Yes, Lord, I'm ready for it. Yes, we are going to have a good time. I think I found the spot too. So because I've been trying to find somewhere to where y'all don't have to pay for parking, because Atlanta, you come to Arizona, you can park basically anywhere, but Atlanta, you got to pay for parking or valet or things like that. And so I actually found a spot, and I think I'm going to go with them. So I'm nailing it down so we can just have everything right there. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be small. Like I told you, Tahara, I'm not letting a lot of people in because it drains me when I'm, even though I have two great people with me, Sharonica and Dwayne, is going to be there, but it is when you're pouring into people, because this is my ministry. So when I pour into you, that's like when preachers be preaching, and then after they preach a serious message, somebody got to pray over them and they got to, rest and drink water and all that. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. So T. Perry said, good evening. Yeah, that group home was good money. I did it 20 years ago. Yeah. So group homes can be lucrative. They really can. Oh, Fabrice. Well, Fabrice, no, this is, he said, I didn't know about the class. No, our classes are on Thursday. My mentorship class is every second and fourth Thursday. This was not that. It's a group that has me come in and teach to their members. And I do that on Tuesdays because I have my mentorship on Thursdays. And I do my lives on Wednesday. So I chose Tuesday. Facts. Hey, Raul. Okay, so TR Cleaning says, what's if there is a group home in the same area where you want to place one? How far apart would you have to place one? It depends on what city. That city, Glendale, that I was telling you about, where I bought the home, it had to be 2,500 square feet from another home. It could be different unless you're doing a DDD home or IDD or MDR or whatever they call it in your state. Those people are covered under the American Disability Act, and so they can put a home on top of a home on top of a home. There's no restrictions for them. So yeah, so if you're thinking about doing like a high level of care, which is DDD, then you would not have any restrictions on where you put the home. Okay, so Reliance, that's Tahara. She said, I'll invest in learning at any time. That's it. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. It always, it's a saying out there about how you get a coach and a coach will take you 2 times further than you would have went by yourself. So you can't be afraid to invest in yourself. And we're giving people opportunities, to get in the room with multiple type of group home owners, and you learn all of this different type of group home. And the bonus is Jeff is going to be there teaching us how to set up a trust. So you're getting all this information for 2 days. You're getting fed mentally and physically, because I'm going to feed you. I'm going to have a little snack or whatever in the morning. I'm going to have lunch for you. You're going to eat. I'm going to have snacks on the tables just in case if somebody's a snacker, because I like popcorn. But yeah, so you have to be 2 days. Y'all know how much my premium package costs? And you get me for 2 days. 2 days, 16 hours. Man, calculate that up. 250 times 16. Somebody put that in the chat for me. What's $250, which is what I charge for my 1 hour coaching. That ain't nothing on my premium package, but I'm just saying. Somebody put in the chat for me, what is $250 times 16? Anybody? I know what it is because I'm really, really good in math. I can count money good and fast. My son's so silly. He at the door because my son's good in math. He's at the door saying what it is. Somebody put it in the chat. What is there you go. Thank you. The only LaQuanta. $4,000. Thank you, Kilolo. That's $4,000. So you guys are getting it for a discount. Right now till March 29th is $14.95. And heck, Sharonica went on her live this morning. If you go to Sharonica's page, she gave a percentage off. She gave an additional percentage off. I'm not gonna tell y'all what the code is because you have to go watch her live. But I'm not gonna tell y'all what the code is. But she gave an additional amount off. That's what I'm saying. You getting, even if it was just my 1 hour coaching, you're getting 16 hours of coaching for less than half the price, in a sense. Plus, it ain't just me. You getting bonuses on top of me. So you're not just getting it from my perspective. You getting it from 2 other, really 3 with Jeff, other people. Okay, so I will join you on Tuesday. You cannot join me on Tuesday, Fabrice. You cannot. It is a private group. This is a private group that pays me to come and teach their people. So I cannot invite anybody. You would have to be invited by them to be on that class. So no, I cannot have you come on that class. But if you want me to go over risk management in our Thursday mentorship, of course, I'll go over anything for you. Hey, it's Lisa. Okay, so Spearfest said, do you recommend we should live in the same city where we like to start our group home? I don't really recommend it. I know people. Sharonica's very successful, and she lives 4 hours away from her group home. Her group homes. Sorry, she has multiple group homes, and she lives 4 hours away, and she has been very successful. Now she does kind of like what I do, in a sense. She has like a house manager. I do a house manager model where my house managers are responsible for their house. She has a house manager, but I think her house manager is responsible for 2 houses or something like that. So yeah, I don't really recommend. It's kind of what is your risk management? What can you handle? What type of systems, what type of structure do you have in place if you're not going to be in the same city with your group home? If you have an amazing team that can handle all that and you don't have to be there, go for it. But if it's you and Cousin Joe, you may have to be there with Cousin Joe, So you have to see if you can, if that would be smart for you to do it. Hey, Melly. Okay, so now you get it, Fabrice. Okay, because I can't invite you to the class. I don't even know who's going to be there until I log in. They have me doing it online. And so when I come into the room sometime, they're already there, set up. People are already on, so I don't even know who's going to be there. I do know because there's some people that are there like every week. And so they're like, hey, and I'm like, hey. So, but I don't know if it's going to be new people in their group or what. Hey, such a lady. Okay, T. Perry, can you use an apartment for a group home in your state? You actually can. If that apartment building gives you permission to do a group home, you actually can do a group home. Yeah. I learned that a little while ago. It was a woman that wanted to do a group home in her apartment. And we asked the state and they said, well, yeah, as long as the apartment says she can, and they put it in her lease because it has to be in her lease. So yeah, you can make that happen. Hey, Shamika. Rifa. Hey, Shamika, is your mentorship open? Yes. Yes. We had people that just like wanted to join. So now we just do a rolling mentorship. So yes, if you would like to ready to invest in a minute. Hey, Shamika, have we ever had our coaching call? Did you ever schedule the initial call with me? Your name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Because you do have to actually book a call with me first. And then once you book a call and we have the call, then I send you out a follow-up email. And then that's where all the information is about the... Oh, okay. So no, not yet. Okay. So yeah, that is the first step. Go into my the link in my bio and go ahead and book a call with me. And then once you book a call, we do the call and we explain everything. If you still feel like it's a good fit, because I'm gonna tell you, I done got on the call with people and they were just like, I don't think I'm ready. Okay. That's why I want to book the call, because I don't want someone jumping into my mentorship expecting one thing and then it's not what they expected. I'm not the type of person. I'm not trying to take people money. None of that. I want to make sure we're a good fit for each other. Okay? So yeah, book that call. Hey, Simonarian. Y'all be having some good names. Hey, Genius. Kilolo says, okay, great. I'm going to schedule a coaching call. Okay. Yeah, schedule a coaching call. And then if you want to do the mentorship, then we will go from there. She said, my name sounds familiar because I've DM'd you so much. I tell y'all, I can't remember like specifics sometimes, but if I have communicated with you somehow, some way, I will remember. Even Tahara, you gonna have to look. When we meet, you gonna tell me how to say your name. But I was like, Reliance. I've read that. And she was like, oh, that's my trucking company. I was like, I knew I had heard it before. So she said, my name sounds familiar. Okay. I'll do that right after this live. Cool. Okay. She said, it's a good fit and I'm ready. All right. So yeah, so we booked that call. We booked the coaching call, and if you do it, I think I still got some slots for tomorrow. But if not, because I only do my coaching calls on Wednesday and Thursday now, it was becoming overwhelming. Oh, I'm telling you. So I only do them on Wednesdays and Thursdays now, and so you have to book on those days. Let's see. Wow, I didn't even think about the apartment option. I might do that first just to start out. Yeah, you could. And do like 1 or 2 people, or how many ever you can fit in there. Because it's going to depend on like the square footage. You're going to need like 60 to 80 square feet per person. So try that. And then once you build up your money, go out and buy you a house. Yep. Oh, she said you've been pretty good pronouncing it. Good. I mean, you should know my name is Myrrie, and the way it's spelled, people always, Myra? Michelle? I'm like, how did you get Michelle out of that? Hey, Hodge Keith. So, last night we went over risk management. And then, let me see, that was last night. And then the night before, I actually spoke. I have a young lady that I know that has a mentorship group, and it's all nurses. And so I actually spoke on her mentorship call to nurses, just to let them know the different options that are out there for them to be contracted through group homes, to have a group home, to, anything like that. And that was a great experience. It was a good group of women. It was one guy on there I saw, but I think he kind of disappeared. But yeah, that was fun. I like sharing with people. I like talking, just sharing and finding out about people. And I like having like informal, ask me questions while we're going through. That's why I like doing these lives, because you guys be jumping in with questions while I'm talking, and I like doing that. So how do you determine the rate of pay for your employees? Have you ever hired friends and family? Have I? So the way I determine the rate of pay for my employees is I just kind of look at what's going on in the market, really. You can kind of look on Indeed. You can look on different like career builders, stuff like that, just to kind of see what people are paying in your area. And then you kind of base it on that, because post-COVID, we have found that we were not competitive, in the marketplace. We were not paying enough. And it was only like a few of our employees that were saying something about it. And so what we had to do is go back and reevaluate, because there are other businesses all around that were paying more. And so it was like, okay, let's reevaluate. And so we did. We ended up giving, the majority of our people, they weren't huge raises or anything, but it made us more competitive in the market. So you do got to stay up to date on what's going on in your area, to make sure that you are, being competitive. And then also too, if you're someone that can't offer benefits, offer alternatives, offer things to help your people. You might say, okay, one example, you might have a gas card. BP oil, they give you a crazy limit on gas cards. So you might say, okay, if you guys need a repair of your car, like one of your good employees, something happened to their car, you might pay to get their car fixed, and then, take it out of their check or something. I don't know. You got to think of ways out the box to make yourself competitive, because that might be something they may not be able to afford. Like, we have a guy that does transportation. We've had 2 women that work for us who got flat tires. He just simply went over and fixed their flat tires because they didn't have AAA. Things like that go a long way with people. If they know they can depend on you to be there for them, that goes a long way with people. One of my ladies, we helped her and her husband purchase their first home. So things like that make your employees stick when you're a small business. Even though we've gotten bigger over the years, when we were a small business, we were just trying to do what we needed to do to keep good employees. Kilolo said, I can't wait to get started. Oh, have I ever hired family and friends? Let me just say, to this day, I have family and friends that work for me. So we actually offered a relocation bonus at one time for people to move here because we were looking for stable employees. And a guy that I grew up with in school, he actually came, and now he's one of our top house managers. He's been here 2 years. Yeah. So friends and family, yeah. We've hired friends, and we've hired family and friends, and it didn't work out. That's one of the success stories. I tell you guys, I try to focus on the positive. That worked out. We've had family that committed to come and work for us for, like, when we first started, like, a year, and they moved on. I'm cool with that. But and one of my great nieces, she's my great niece, she came and she worked for us. She actually graduated from Chicago University of Chicago. She moved here and she worked with us. And she is the one that actually started out with our event center. Because I tell y'all, I have an event center at my office. She is the one that got it started, got it set up, and now it's basically, it runs itself, and our little event center stay booked and busy. But she started that, she was like, hey, I'll do this, I'll get it set up, I'll run it, and y'all pay me 30% of what it brings in. And we were like, okay, because it's at the office. We already got the office. So us making additional money was just gravy, So, I mean, you do have good experiences when hiring family and friends. And just like with anybody else, you don't have something. And then you have not so good experiences. But I won't dwell on those. So T. Perry says, you ever do the lease option on the house deal instead of buying or renting? Yes. We basically kind of did that with the first house. The woman wanted $10,000 down and $2,500 a month, and so we paid it to her. And a year later, we bought we just bought it. So yes, I've done that also. Anything you can probably think of, T. Perry, I done did it. That's business and personal. Look, I done did a lot of stuff. Let's see. So Spirit Fred said, I know you said it can cost around $12,000 to run a group home. Is that the employees' pay included, also, or do you have to pay employees out of pocket separate from that amount? No, I'm 12,000 is about what it takes for to run it, to fund the employees. So what you want to do to know like how much you're going to pay your employees. I can't remember. You're in Illinois. Illinois cost of living is higher than Arizona. So I would just say put in $20 times 24 hours times 7. Put that in your calculator. 20 times 24 times 7. Okay? And then put that number in the chat so I can see it. So I can know you tapped in. Spirit fed. So I can know you tapped in. Go ahead and put that in there. Hey, pillows, you like? Hosh Keith said, I need to start the process from A to Z. I'm about ready to start my group home. All right. Well, get it going. If you need some assistance or if you want to be a part of my mentorship, make sure you just go into my bio, link in the bio, and book a call. Okay? I do not know how to. Can I pin? Look, I don't know how to do none of this, y'all. Let me see if I can pin a comment. Pin. All right, Spirit Fed, you got that in? You got that number yet? I'm looking for it. I finally learned how to pin a comment. No. I'm so. All right, so let's see. On the clock, Jet. I like that you made yourself more valuable to your employees. I did? No. Yeah, I try to. I try, because I may not, at that point, I didn't have it all. I didn't have it all figured out, but I knew that I wanted to touch the lives of my family and the people around me. And so I just try to think of things out the box to try to help them. And it's other things that I did, but those are just a few examples that I wanted to share because some of the stuff may not even be legal. No, just so hey, Shamika says, have you done adult foster care homes as well? Or is this the same as group homes? I have not done adult foster care homes. Yeah, I have not. But I hear right now there is a big need with what they call host families, where you do adult foster care for like DDD. So that is a big need. Check into that in your areas if you're not like totally ready to do a group home, because it's decent money and you can just, but I will say this, you have to bring the person into your home. So yeah. And I know everybody don't want to do that, but I'm just saying it is a big need and it's a way to make decent money. Hey, Shavonda. Spear Fred said $3,360. So basically, if you pay an employee $20 an hour for 24 hours, 7 days a week, that's how much you're going to be paying out on a weekly basis for a $20 an hour employee. So if you take that and multiply times 4, or if you want to take it and multiply times 52 to say this is how much I have to pay my employees for the year. So you're looking at about, 12,000, 13,000, a little over 13,000 for employees at $20 an hour. So then you add on your household expenses, your utilities, internet, all of that. And that's how much you'll be out of for your and that's if you don't work in your house at all. If you're paying somebody and you're not working in your house at all, that's how you kind of have in your mind how much you're going to be out of. Okay? Hey, Nadia. 1992 pretty. Y'all be killing me with these names. So I went ahead and pinned where you guys can go. You can click on that to go if you are interested in coming to the Atlanta event. That we are going to be going over how to start a group home. We're going to be going over how to run a group home. We're going to be giving out templates on documents that you need to have. We're going to be sharing with you guys systems that we use to run our group homes. We're going to be giving you different tips and tricks that we use, ways to communicate with your families, your clients, things like, I know a question that's asked a lot, how do I get a landlord to rent me their group home? I have created a document to tell you how to get your landlord to rent your group home. I will be going over all that in Atlanta, April 14th and 15th at our work series event. Well, it's like a training. I'll say our work series training. Hey, Dion. Hey, Joshua. So, yeah. So, I went ahead and pinned that I pinned the comment. I learned how to pin a comment. The only LaQuanta says, is this a one-time event or are you traveling to different cities? I am traveling to different cities. Atlanta is the first one. It's going to be April 14th and 15th. And then we're going to do Cleveland, Ohio. That is going to be June 24th and 25th, I believe. And then we are going to be doing Dallas, Texas. And that will be July. So it just depends on how long you want to wait. I will be attending every event. So I will be there in Cleveland and Texas. It's just the one that I'm hosting is in Atlanta. And it's the one that's the earliest. So it's kind of up to you on whether you want to, come to, depends on what city you want to come to. Of course, we're going to try to push Atlanta because that's the one that is coming up next month. It's coming up soon. It's coming in hot. Okay, I'm in North Carolina. All right. Well, if you're in North Carolina, then mosey your way on down to Atlanta. And I will see you there, LaQuanta. Yeah, because with all the information you receive, and then we're going to give you a little drive with all the documents on it so you can take it with you. We're not holding nothing back. We're going to give it to you so you can look. That's right. Tahara done already got her ticket. She like, I'm there. That is less than a month now. That's right. And we do take Afterpay. If you need to do Afterpay, just go ahead and DM me and put in there work ATL and put your email and your first and last name. I will send you an invoice and you can go ahead and use Afterpay to where you don't have to like pay it all up front. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's going to be nice. Just a small group of people. Like I said, we're going to give you a little drive with all the documents on it. So all you got to do is go back, plug your logo on there, and use the documents. We're giving you all of that at that event. So honestly, you can go to Atlanta. And like I said, you can go to any event because I'm going to be at all of them. because we support each other. Me, Dwayne, and Shronica, we support each other. But if you come to Atlanta and get that information, you could go back home and be starting your home. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm thirsty today. How long is the mentorship? Trying to see if I should do the mentorship or attend the event. Any advice there? The mentorship is a 90-day like cycle. And then like every 90 days, we kind of go over some information again and add information to it. Because all the information we're sharing with you is stuff that you're going to need if you're doing a group home. And then the mentees come with so many questions that it's like, it's always something new. So the mentorship, like I said, it runs 90 days. A lot of people just re-up and continue, but that would be up to you if you wanted to do it. So I'm not gonna because the thing is, I'm all about community. And if you want to stay in the community and stay connected, then you can do that. But yeah, if you look, you saying, should you do? I'm going to tell you right now, some of my mentees are coming to the event. Only because they know that it's going to be something. They want to be in the room. I was like, you coming to the event? Yes. One of my mentees is coming from California to Atlanta just to come to the event. Because she's like, no, Miss Myrrie, I want to be in the room. She is like, this little girl is, I'm telling you, she's a powerhouse. But she is coming to the thing. And then I got another one. Well, she's actually in Georgia, but she's coming to the event. So I'm saying you can do both. You can do one. You can do one or the other. It's kind of your choice. I don't really try to push people to do it, but I learned stuff. At the last event in Houston, I learned new stuff. So it's not like I know everything, and I'm not one of them people that think I know everything. I'm continuously learning. I'm continuously sitting at the feet of people trying to get more information so I can continue to learn. So yeah, but that would kind of be up to you, Shamika. Hey, real Coach Juice. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. No problem. Y'all know I like answering y'all questions. I enjoy spending time with you guys. I really do. So yeah, it just keeps my mind, keeps my mind going. So yeah, does anybody else have anything? Y'all let me know. I like that y'all will have y'all calculators out tonight. All right, I don't see no more questions. I already told y'all. Work ATL, WORCATL.eventbrite.com. Make sure you get your seat to the event. And do you recommend clients sharing rooms? It depends on what type of clients you have. And it depends on your room space. I do have clients that share a room. Actually, I have at one of my houses, the master bedroom is so big that it's 3 clients in one room because they do allow it in Arizona. It just depends on the square footage of the room. So yeah, clients can share a room if it's allowed. You will have some clients under some levels of care where you can't put them in the same room. Hey, Girline. Yep, IDD clients. So you're saying, can you do IDD clients? It's gonna depend on their what do they call it? What do they call it with IDD? Like their individual service plan, ISP. That's what it's called. Look, I had to pull that out. Yeah, so it's going to depend. Some people you may not be able to put in the room with somebody, and you may not want to put them in the room with somebody. So, uh, on the clock says, are your group homes 1099 or W-2? I'm W-2 right now. I got a couple of 1099s, but yeah, I'm W-2. I started out 1099 though. My first 2 years, I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years, I was all 1099. But then my lawyer recommended that I be W-2, and I'm glad. Not to be funny, but I did it like not right before COVID, but I did it before COVID. Like the year before COVID, I did it. And y'all know you get that ERC credit or whatever for COVID. And they had like some grants for people that had W-2 employees. So God be looking out for me because I ended up being able to receive money by having W-2 employees. So that was awesome. Hey, Strickland. Hey, Ray Bay. Hey, Andre. Same for PA. Regulation states as long as each client has the amount of square footage. Yeah. So they got to have a certain square footage. But like I said, some ISPs, when you're dealing with IDD, you can't put them in the same room with somebody. So you got to make sure that you know if that's a possibility with the type of client that you have. Hey, King. Let's see. Hey, Rexford. I'm just speaking to everybody. Yeah, we were wrapping up. If anybody have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. And just remember, I'll go over it again. We got the work series going on in Atlanta. I will be in Atlanta from like the 9th. Let me see. I go to Kansas City on the 6th. I'll be in Kansas City. And then I go to Atlanta on the 9th. And I will be in Atlanta until the 21st. So my mentor is having his mastermind. And then I'm having my event in Atlanta the 14th and 15th, which is the work series. So I will be teaching on group homes. I will have Shronica Holmes and Dwayne, Mr. Group Homes, with me. And also Jeff, Cashflow Jeff, will be there teaching on rooming houses and also trust, how to set your trust up. So it's going to be information packed. That's why we call it the work series, because we going to be working. Yeah, so I will be there. And then as y'all know, I'm doing my countdown to my 50th birthday. I turned 50 on May 3rd. So y'all can give me some shout outs. Y'all can send me some gifts. Send me some. Nah. My daughter said, Mama, why you don't do an Amazon thing? I said, you gonna set it up for me? She was like, yeah. So if she set it up for me, I'll have an Amazon gift list. If she don't, I won't. Because I ain't worried about it. But yeah. But as y'all probably noticed on my thing, I'm doing a countdown because I'm trying to come to the realization that I will be 50 on May 3rd. That's crazy to me, y'all. I didn't even think I would be alive this long. I'm just being for real. I lived a hard childhood. So it's a blessing. Hey, yeah, that's my wedding. Oh, your wedding anniversary is May 3rd. Well, congratulations. How many years, Shamika? How many years? Yes, you got to tell us things you like. Oh, okay. I will. Yeah. So, well, she's supposed to be doing that list or whatever. So we'll see if that happens. This is my 15-year-old. So she's one of them people, she'll be like, okay, I'm going to do it. Then she'll be like, Mom, I don't want to do it. I don't look a day over 30. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be 50. 9 years. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm excited for you. That's wonderful. Man, they said if you get over the 7-year hump, you good, so you good. Do you recommend renting first over just buying? I don't give a recommendation, but I will say it's okay to do either. It's okay. Don't feel like you have to buy. It's okay. I did both. I started with, like I said, the lease option. I bought, then I rented again. So I did both, and they're both okay. I know people these days are just like, own the property. If you're making money off of a property and the bills is paid, then it's okay. Now, don't put yourself in, don't put yourself in a bind trying to rent, because I done heard horror stories. Somebody came into our Facebook group and somebody rented from them and they were charging them like $4,500 a month or something crazy. And, yeah. So don't put yourself in a bind to where if you don't get reimbursement for a while, you're suffering. But if you got to rent it. We can't all, and people say stuff bad about renting houses, but think about it. A lot of people that have businesses, do they own the building? No. But they still there paying their rent and making money. So just think of it that way. You just buying something to house your business in. Yep. Oh, you're welcome, Shamika. Hey, Windblow. So how long did it take you to open your first home, and how many do you have today? It took me over a year. Yeah, it took me over a year. Well, actually, it took longer than that, but to get reimbursement, it took me a year. It took a long time, and now we have 10 homes. So, yeah. God is good. Hey, Real Estate Shark. No, but I won't, look, like I said, I know the thing now is to own, and I know if you're in a position to buy, then buy a house. If you're not in a position to buy, then rent it. All I say is do something. I'm never going to tell somebody not, no, because I did it. So who am I to judge you for doing it? Is a year time wait typical? No, it's not. When I started, I didn't know what I was doing, which was great because it made me learn more about the business and it made me read more, and and that's why I'm able to help so many people. But no, that ain't typical. I would say right now in most areas, I would say 90 days to open a group home would be pushing it post-COVID. I would it's going to take longer than that. So you're looking at probably 6 to 9 months. Yeah. That's gonna be pushing it. And that's only if you know the correct steps. Because there's some people out here that's just throwing, how you throw stuff up on the wall and see if it stick? That's what they doing. Believe me, because I be talking to them on my coaching calls saying, you did what? I see you still killing it. I'm trying. Yeah. Yes, Hodge Keith, yes. So Juden, hey Juden. In California, the wait time is that long or longer. That's what I'm saying. I like it like that. I like it that way. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like on average, about 6 to 9 months. But yeah, I know I'm working with a young lady in California right now. So yeah. Hey King. Jeez. Yeah, but see, Shamika, you can't think of it like that. You can't think of it like that. You can't rush it. You cannot rush the group home process. This is something that's going to touch the lives of your grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? You cannot rush it. I told y'all the story of my worst case. My worst case, it took her 3 years. You want to know how much that woman make a month? And she told me it's okay for me to tell. $55,000 a month is what she brings in on one house. Her and her man now, they done bought land and they building a 20-bed facility because she waited 3 years for that house. She's building relationships where she know when she open that 20 bed gonna be full too. So things like that, everybody wants stuff quick. Things like that, you gotta wait your time. 55 grand a month. You ain't gonna wait 3 years to make 55 grand a month. I'm just giving her as an example. She waited. She took her time. She did it right. They made that woman do all kind of stuff in the city that she wanted to do her home in. They made her put a fire hydrant on the street. They made her put piping out from her house to the city street. They made her put fire, like a commercial fire extinguisher in. It was the rules for her, for the area she went. And I'm like, girl, you sure you want to do it in this city? She said yes. She was doing it in honor of her mother. And I'm going to tell you, during the process, she was doing it for her mom. Her mom died. So not only is she going through all this with the city, her mom died, which is why she was starting the assisted living home. Y'all about to get me to crying. But I'm just saying, things like that, it took 3 years. But she got it. She has a beautiful home. And she makes $55,000 a month. Somebody said it's worth the wait. The rewards are wonderful. They are. Somebody said I'm staying on your page. Well, thank you. How long is a typical wait in Florida? Have you assisted any Floridians? I started the process with somebody in Florida, but they flaked on me. So I have not did a full complete in Florida. But yeah, I'm just telling y'all, it's going to run you about 6 to 9 months, if not more. And it depends too, because I'll say this, like he was talking about IDD. Somebody wanted to do what they call a DDD. They did a memorandum or moratorium or something. I can't even pronounce it, to where they stopped taking applications until March of 2024. Now, they said you can complete it, you can turn it in, but we're not reviewing it until March of 2024. And they actually did something like that in Louisiana. I was working with somebody in Louisiana to start a home. They told me we're not taking no applications till 2025. So yeah, so stuff like that happens in some states, and you just got to be prepared for it. And am I going to tell you, oh no, stop the process? No, I told that woman, I said, how bad do you want it? That's the thing. If you want it bad enough, you going to do what you got to do to get to that March of 2024. If you don't, then let's go another way and do something else. And she's in my mentorship group. She's like, well, I'm going to do the mentorship group and learn about group homes until I can get my house. I said, okay, well, let's do that. So you have to say what, how bad do you want it? Do you really want it? Or are you just doing this to make a quick dollar? If you're doing a group home to make a quick dollar, then then don't do a licensed group home. Go out and do some flyers and post and say, hey, I got beds over here for $500 a bed. And you can make that type of money. You can put some people in the house and make $500 a bed, but I make $7,100 a bed. So you got to choose which way you want to go. Do you want a quick fast, or do you want the real money? Let's see. Yeah, it's worth the wait. Yes, ma'am. I've just been spending so much time and money investing in the wrong places. So that's why I'm like that. Oh, but I'll wait for 55. I know that's right. Well, that's the thing. You just be mindful, on how you're investing your money. What does the Bible say? Don't throw your pearls before the swine. So you need to vet people. I like it that way. Said, trust the process. That's right, because it's a process. It is truly a process. Because I'm telling you, if I would have gave up 7 years ago, I don't even know where my life would be right now. I probably would be at that point. I was in a call center, working for Wells Fargo when I first started. I probably would still be at Wells Fargo. I mean, which is okay. It's okay if that's the type of life that you want. Because I have friends that I still hang out with that are still at Wells Fargo. But that's what they want, and they're happy with that. I wanted to do something different. And so I invested the time and the energy. If y'all know my story, I was working Wells Fargo during the day, working my group home 12 hours at night. So I was getting very limited sleep. And this went on for months. But I really wanted it. And every dime I got from Wells Fargo, I put it into that group home because I really wanted it, So you just have to know where you're at and what you're willing to do. And there's no judgment for me, because you got to live your life just like I got to live mine, People look at me like I'm crazy. Why you always talking about group homes? Why you keep opening group homes? Why you helping all these people? My lawyers say that all the time. Stop helping people. That's what my lawyer be telling me. Stick to the contract. Stop doing extras for people. And I'm like, but I want to help them. And so you got to know where you at and what you willing to do and what you not willing to do. And you got to take the risk with whatever you willing to do. Because everything that I do don't come back great. It don't be roses and balloons. But I'm that type of person that know when you make a choice, you got to stick with it, whether it's good or bad. You made the choice. Whatever happens, you made the choice. I didn't, look, honestly, and my kids know, I talk to them. I didn't want kids. But guess what? I made the choice to have sex. Therefore, I have 6. And I took care of my kids. So you just gotta, that can apply to everything. Business, life, everything. You gotta be willing to deal with the choices that you made. And you gotta roll with them, whether they're good or bad. Hey, Chanel. We got Chanel on here. We got Cushy. I had said that we was almost done 30 minutes ago, and we still on here conversating. Hey, Ouija. Hey, Reese. You're truly a testimony, Myrrie. You sound just like me. I work as a paramedic in the emergency department for 10 plus years, but I just want more. That's it. Sometimes you just got to go for it. You got to just throw everything to the wind, and you just got to be like, I'm about to go for it and do whatever you got to do. You know, because it's times that I told my kids, this month, we eating peanut butter and jelly. And guess what? My kids was like, okay, mama, we about to eat this peanut butter and jelly. Because that's how serious I was. Every dime I had was going in to get this business going. And it ain't like I had a lot, but I had a burning in me and I had to do it. And people around me thought I was crazy. Heck, my husband thought I was crazy. I'm separated. You know, he did. And now he's just like, you such an amazing woman. Yeah, I know I am. Don't play. Because when God puts something in you, you know, what they say, when you pregnant with the ministry, you got to get it out by any means necessary. I make my money at the hospital and put it back into my group home business because I want more. That's it. You want more. And if you keep pouring into it and keep pouring into it, you know, and you're learning and you run that business efficiently, you're going to reap what you sow. Yep, when you really want something, it's going to get done regardless. And I really wanted it. I really wanted it. I don't even think I've ever told this. When I wanted to, it's like I came to Arizona in May. It was May of like 2013. I came to Arizona to visit. And I was just like looking for something. Look, you know how you can feel something stirring? And so I came to Arizona. I visited for a week. And I was like, I'm going to go around and look at houses. So I went around and I looked at houses. Looked at different neighborhoods and stuff like that. I was here visiting one of my nieces. And so I went back to Kansas City where I was living. And I said, last winter is going to be, that was our last winter here. We're not going to be here this winter. And my husband said, yeah, right. Okay. I said, no, we moving. So I start calling around in Arizona. I start looking, and I found a realtor. And I told her, I was like, I can't come to Arizona, but I want you to find a house. I don't care how it looks. This is what I told her. I don't care how it looks inside. It just has to be enough room for my kids, and the outside has to be nice. And that realtor went around. She was looking at houses for me. She was sending me videos. She was doing, and she called me one day and she said, Myrrie, I found the perfect house. She was like, there's enough room for you and your kids. It's nice out. It had a pool. It was nice. She said, but the inside, she said, I don't know what these people was thinking, but it's every color on the rainbow. And so she did a video. I was like, okay, the outside looks nice. So I went and I told him, I said, we need to be in Arizona in August. At the beginning of August, it was July. And he said, for what? I said, to sign the papers on this house and to get the utilities and stuff set up. And he said, what? I said, we move it. I owned my house in Kansas City. I packed up the beds. And I told them to bring their summer clothes. And we packed up their summer clothes. And we had one U-Haul with beds and summer clothes in it. And, you know, and a couple of, I have like an antique dresser my great aunt gave me. I had that. And I put my car, I had a Jetta at the time. I put it on the back of the U-Haul. And I drove his pickup truck with the stuff in the back of his pickup truck. And we moved. And I left everything else in that house that I own. I called my sisters and I told them, you can sell it, you can give it away, you can take it, I don't care. And I moved. And I've been in Arizona ever since. So When you want to do something, you can do it. It's just, do you want to do it? And how bad do you want it? That's another one of my testimonies. Let me see what y'all done wrote on here. Pretty Mocha said, amen. When you really want something, it gets done. Yes. Are you allowed to implement any religious practices in your home, like daily prayer or Bible study or even prayer? Yes, you are, if your clients comply. I'm going to tell you, my men's home, my sex offenders home, the guy there does Bible study every morning with the guys, and they enjoy it. Yeah, and I asked him to move to another group home, to run another group home for me. He told me, I don't want to leave my guys because they agreed to do Bible study with me and I don't want to leave them. So yeah, you can. As long as you're not pushing it on the clients and they agree to do it, you can. I mean, and that's in my group home. I don't know about other people group homes, but that's in mine. I allow it because I'm a believer, you know? On the clock, Jazz. Do you have a day program? No, I do not. I don't have a day program. And actually, in my group homes, we are not allowed to take our people to day programs. Yeah, we have to provide their services within the home. So I do not take my people to day programs and drop them off all day. Hey, Unique Vision Studios. Hey, Strickland Tasha. Wow. Wow about what? Wow about what I just said? Yeah, I got some wild stories on just like, my life has been like, crazy. But I've learned, if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. And now I have the mind, you said the move. Yeah, it was crazy. But now I have the mindset that, yeah, it took me probably about, first I rented my house out back there because I have a nephew that's a realtor. So he, after they got it cleaned out and painted and everything, he actually handled me renting it out. And I did that for probably close to 2 years. But I was just like, I'm not a landlord like that. That woman was driving me crazy. So I ended up just selling it. Some investors, they bought it. But I love my little house. But I did not let it get in the way. Just think about what it's still been in Kansas City. I wouldn't have the group home business. I probably wouldn't, because been focused on what I was doing there. But coming here and seeing everything that I saw, and my sister coming here, passing away, you never know how something's going to change the trajectory of your life. Hey, Danny. Would I be allowed to take my clients to a day program with another company, or it would have to be owned by me? In Illinois, I'm not sure what the regulations are when it comes to that, or what type of group home specifically can take people to the daycare, to the day program. Like here in Arizona, the type of home I have, if you take them to the day program, they said it's double dipping. So it's kind of like Medicaid fraud. So I can't do it. It might be different in Illinois with the type of home you're doing. So you would have to definitely ask and check on that. But people do it. People take people to day programs here. It's just the type of home I have, I can't. And there's other homes that can't. And there are some homes that aren't supposed to, and they do it. And I know of homes that have gotten shut down because they were doing it. So make sure you check your regulations to see. This is Divine. My brother lives near Phoenix, I think in Mesa, And we've been talking about open at home there. You are a godsend. Oh, awesome. Awesome. So you may be opening one in Phoenix. Well, in the Phoenix area. That's awesome. But yeah, you guys, I got crazy stories. But anybody else have anything? Because it is 8:10. I've been on here, what, an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. Y'all always, look, I love it. You guys always bring it. Y'all bring the energy. I love it. Thank you for all your help and knowledge. We appreciate. Thank you, Spirit Fed. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for always tapping in. I really do. I hope one day we can meet face to face and encourage one another. Derek says hello. Oh, Tasha Strickland, Derek Strickland's wife. Got it. Okay. I tell y'all, I remember stuff. That's cool. And it's 11. Oh my God, it's 11 there. We will. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for tapping in. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate you. And y'all know what I always say. Make sure in everything you do, be a blessing to someone else. All right. Good night. Bye, Tasha. Good night, you guys.